Okay, this is a little bit dark and dreary. Family court says the pandemic is only over for those who did not survive it. Family law rules are always a customized undertaking. Courts must apply established law to the specific facts of each family's situation. And especially when dealing with the rights of children or custody and access arrangements that impact them. The court must always keep the best interests of those children at the forefront of its decision-making process. Never has this been more evident than in recent weeks, where in response to COVID-19 concerns, the family law courts across the country have been asked to make difficult decisions about how and where the child should receive his or her education. This raised unique challenges along the way, including the need to balance the benefits and risks of in-person versus online learning. Some of those cases have shown, as we have discussed in previous videos, there is no universal answer appropriate for all children in Ontario, or even all children in a particular region or municipality. Each court ruling must arrive at it on a case-by-case basis, and it is difficult to arrive at generalizations. But in a recent ruling called Zinati and Spence, the Ontario court nonetheless proffered these thoughts on key considerations that should go into any determinations around schooling during these exceptional times. In the court's view, and having regard to available jurisprudence on this new and evolving issue, the COVID-19 pandemic, determinations about whether children should attend in-person learning or online learning should be guided by the following factors. A, it is not the role of the court tasked with making determinations of education plans for individual families or children to determine whether the government return to school plans are safe and effective. The government has access to public health and educational expertise that is not available to the court. The court is not in a position, especially without expert evidence, to second guess the government's decision making. The situation and the science around the pandemic are constantly evolving. Government and public health authorities are responding to new information as it is discovered. The court should proceed on the basis that the government's plan is reasonable in the circumstances for most people, and that it will be modified as circumstances require or such new information becomes known. B, when determining what education plan is in the child's best interest, it's not realistic to expect or require a guarantee of safety for children who return to school during a pandemic. There is no guarantee of safety for children who learn from home during a pandemic either. No one alive today is immune from, or at least some risk, a result of the pandemic. The pandemic is only over for those who do not survive it. C, when deciding what educational plan is appropriate for a child, the court must ask the familiar question, what is in the best interest of the child? Relevant factors to consider in determining the best education plan in the best interest of the child include, but are not limited to, the risk of exposure of COVID-19 that the child will face if he or she is in school or is not in school, whether a child or a member of the child's family is at increased risk to COVID-19 as a result of health conditions or other risk factors, the risk the child faces to their mental health, social development, academic development, or psychological well-being from learning online, any proposed planned measures to alleviate any of the risks noted above, the children's wishes, if they can be reasonably ascertained, and the ability of the parent or parents with whom the child will be residing during the school days to support online learning, including competing demands of a parent or parent's work or caregiving responsibilities or other demands. The decision has several other interesting substantive aspects from a legal perspective, and we'll cover those in the upcoming days and in our next few videos. Please like this video, you can share it, you can leave your comments below, you can subscribe to receive notice of our videos coming out in the near future. Any comments that you do leave, we're going to endeavor to answer at the end of each week. Thank you for watching, and I'm Russell Alexander.